I'm a new guy. I've always thought I wanted to create a podcast. What do I do, Adam? What's next for me?
Going back to what you're sharing, it sounds like you want a podcast. This is just me, my hunch. It sounds like you want one. And the real things that are holding you back is probably two things. So I'm David O. I definitely want a podcast, but I'm not sure if I could sustain it. I'm not sure how hard it is, how much work it's going to be. I'm not the type of person as David O. I'm not the type of person to just half-ass something. I don't want to start it and then stop later. That would be embarrassing. My wife wouldn't be happy with me. My friends that I told that I was starting a podcast and then I told them I just quit, they might make fun of me. I just don't really want to get involved if I'm not going to be like fully going. And then there was another underlying concern that I had heard. And that was just like, I don't know what I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what it all takes. Like if I'm getting into something that I can't do. So let me try to respond. How am I doing so far? Am I your perfect psychologist today?
Yes.
Okay.
That's spot on. There's so many podcasts I've came across that like had 10 episodes and then they just quit. Yeah. And like, everybody says, I don't want to be one of those guys. Like I couldn't stomach doing that. So it's like, hey, I'm either going for like 500 episodes here or I'll stay at my 0.
Yep. I hear you 100%. All or nothing. Let's not half-ass it. We'll full-ass it if we do it at all. All right. So try to get both questions. First and foremost, I want to address the mechanical question, and then I want to address the more mindset question. So the mechanical question is basically like, what am I going to be in for? How hard is it going to be? What are the tasks? How many episodes do I need to record? So I want to just address that first. This allows us to have like a 30,000 foot view of podcasting. This allows you to be able to say, do I know what I'm getting into or not? So here's a few things, and I'm just going to make this off the cuff because in the first 6 episodes of our podcast, and David, you might actually care about this too, is to just go back to the first 6 episodes of the podcast on podcasting. That's this show that we're recording on now. And it is a to Z guide to launching a top podcast. There's other people that have guides to launching a podcast. I've differentiated it because I don't want to just have a show. You can have a show, but you might be the only listener. Your mom might be the only listener. It could turn into a journal, an audio journal, or a video journal, or a diary if you're the only one who's listening. And so we don't want you to just have one. We want you to have a top one. We want it to get traction. The first 6 episodes of the podcast on podcasting is a course on a top podcast. And I'm going to just go off the cuff on a few mechanical things that you need. You've already got your mic. David has his mic. He's already got his headphones. And the mic sounds really, really good. You've got that. The room that you're in, although I can see it, and you have a lot of non-porous walls and glass that's covering up your picture frames, you could be having a lot of sound reverb, echoing, but your mic is good enough. And your mic use, how you're using it right now, is good enough that the room that you're in is fine. So you've got all the equipment that you need. That's good.
Awesome.